And now it's time to start the lesson that I had told you yesterday. Now it's time we are going to show you how we can resolve the equation of quadratic. It is the equation of second degree, and now I'm going to show you how we can calculate or we can resolve it by the method of complete square. Now let's start.
Hello again, my friends. This is Nod TV. In the previous video, I promised that we will see how can we solve quadratic equation by using the method of complete square. Now let's see how this task can be done. Now, how can we solve quadratic equation by methods of complete square. Now, as you know, quadratic equation, it is the equation of second degree. It is the equation of second degree. This means that it has the form of ax squared plus bx plus c, which is equal to 0 because it is just equation. When you say equation, we have left hand side, which must be equal to right hand side. Now at this point we are going to solve right hand side, or we are going to deal with the right hand side and if necessary left hand side. So first we have ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. Now divide a at both terms so that the equation would be x squared plus b over ax plus c over a equals to 0. So it is a over ax squared plus bx over a plus c over a equals to 0. Now I think here if you take a 0 over a, also the answer would be 0. That's why I write 0 here also. Now a divided by a equals to 1, and 1 times x equals to x square plus b over a x c over a equals to 0. Now, at this point, divide BA x by 2, then squaring the resulting answer and add and subtract that term over 2 squared. That term, it is b over 2a, because when you take b over ax divided by 2, the answer would be this one, so I keep squared. Now, let's see how our equation will become. Our equation will be x squared plus x squared plus b over ax plus b over 2a x squared, this term, negative also this term, b over 2a squared, then plus this term, c over a equals to 0. Now, this is done in order to convert this equation into the equation of perfect square, and it is this one. That is the equation of perfect square, where it looks like a plus b, which is squared. Now here we can say a is equal to x and b is equal to b over 2a. Yeah, I think it is this term here, because when you multiply this, you will get, you multiply a plus b by a plus b, you will get the answer, which is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So here a squared is x squared, here 2ab is compared as b over a here, and b squared here would be compared as b over 2a squared here. I think that is right now. So replace the value of a and b with its value in this formula, so as to get x plus b over 2a squared negative this term, and it is b over 2a squared plus c over a, which is equal to 0. Now we are going to solve for x plus b over 2a squared. X plus b over 2a squared will be equal to b over 2a squared, because here b has negative, so if it is taken to the right side, b will be positive. B over 2a squared would be positive, so negative c over a, because the positive sign also has changed to negative, c over a. C over a. We have c over a. Yeah. Now x plus b, x plus b over 2a squared would be equal to b squared over 2 over 4a squared negative c over a, because if we have a over b squared, a over b squared, this would be equal to a squared over b squared. Yeah. So this is what we have applied here now. And now x plus b over 2a squared would be equal to b squared negative 4ac over 4a squared. When we put on lowest common multiples. Okay, now so we are going to solve for x plus b over 2a only. I think the answer would be x plus b over 2a, which is equal to plus or negative square root of b squared negative 4ac over 4a squared. Yeah. Then we are going to solve for x. X would be equal to negative b over 2a plus or negative square root of b squared negative 4ac over 4a squared. It is in the root. This has negative sign because when it is taken to the left side, to the right side, the sign will change. Now, so the x here would be negative b over 2a plus or negative square root of b squared negative 4ac over also square root of 4a squared. Now, this would give x, which is equal to negative b over 2a plus or negative b squared negative 4ac over 2a, because square root of 4a squared would be equal to 2a. Okay, yeah. So I think when you look here and you look here, you see that this looks like a common denominator. So we can write the answer of x as b plus or negative square root of b squared negative 4ac over 2a, since a is taken as common denominator. 2a common denominator. Yeah. So if we let delta g equals to b squared negative 4ac, the value of x would immediately becomes x, which is equal to negative b plus or negative square root of b squared negative 4ac, which is equal to d. So we at this point we would write d, because d is equal to b squared negative 4ac. So square root of d over 2a. And now x1 would be negative b plus square root of d over 2a. Yeah. And x2 would be negative b negative delta square root of delta then over 2a. Okay. Then at this point the value of x is to be obtained. So next task would be how to prove for Pythagoras theorem, where c squared equals to a squared plus b squared at right triangle. This is A, B, C. This is C represents the longest side, B represents the shorter side, and A represents shortest side. Okay, I think that would be most important tool in mathematics. So another task here is to tell you where this would be applied. This would help the student, especially in senior 3, senior 2, and also those students in senior 4, senior 5, senior 6, and even that who are studying in the university, because this would help them to solve different problems that regard to their studying or their application of what they have studied. So before leave, don't leave without making share and subscribe, so that you would be the first one to watch the video immediately, the new video immediately after upload. Thank you.